All right, let's get right into it. And we're not just talking about another music app you can download. Today, we're looking at a truly ambitious goal, building an AI that doesn't just hear Indian classical music, but actually gets the very soul of the culture behind it. This is all about creating a true digital guru. And this image, right here, just nails the whole concept. We are literally merging silicon, all the cutting-edge tech like large language models and knowledge graphs, with Shastra, the ancient wisdom, the theory, and the traditions that have been passed down for centuries. The whole point is to build this ecosystem that can do it all, from deep scholarly research to helping you compose, all while preserving this incredible art form for generations to come.
Okay, but wait a minute. This brings up a really important point. You might be thinking, hang on, don't we already have some amazing, really sophisticated music apps out there? So do we actually need a whole new kind of AI for this? Let's dig in.
And here it is, the elephant in the room. I mean, think about apps like Nod Savana. If you're a vocalist, you probably know it. It's fantastic, right? It uses some pretty advanced signal processing to listen to you and give you real-time feedback on your pitch, your timing. They are incredible tools for practice. So why on earth would we go to all the trouble of building something as complicated as a large language model on top of that?
Well, the answer lies right here, and it's all about the difference between performance proficiency and cultural mastery. The tools we have now, using what's called digital signal processing, they're like a really, really good but strict coach. They're all about the mechanics. You sing, it tells you if you're sharp or flat. Audio in, correction out. They completely nail the how to do it. But this digital guru, it's on a whole other level. It's focused on the why. Why does this raga feel this way? What's the story behind it? It's having a conversation, not just giving a correction. And that brings us to this critical idea, the semantic gap. See, a regular app can tell you if you're in tune, great, but it has no idea why Raga Darbari makes you feel, that sense of deep sullenness. It can't tell you the story of that composition, tracing it back through the ages. To cross that gap, to get that kind of deep, meaningful understanding, that's where the LLM comes in. You need an AI that can finally answer the question, why?
All right, so we get it. We know why we need it. But how in the world do you actually build something like this? How do you give an AI that kind of, cultural soul? It all comes down to these 4 foundational pillars. First, you've got semantic knowledge. Think of this as the AI's internal encyclopedia, a structured, rock-solid understanding of all the concepts, like ragas and talas. Second, it's a pedagogical agent. That's a fancy way of saying it's a teacher. And a smart one, too. It can adapt its teaching style to different traditions. Third, and this is huge, is the deep cultural context. It knows the stories, the mythology, the history behind the music. And finally, it's a creative generator. Yeah, it can actually help you compose new music. A true creative partner. So let's peel back the layers and see how this thing actually thinks. It's a pretty cool 3-step process. Step 1, it takes the raw audio, the sound, and turns it into a picture, basically, a spectrogram. It's like a visual fingerprint of the music. Step 2, it looks at that fingerprint and figures out the actual notes, the swaras. And then, step 3, the real magic happens. The LLM takes the sound and the notes and puts them together to understand the whole picture. It's not just identifying the raga, it's getting the entire context. It literally hears and reads the music at the same time. Okay, let's talk about the big worry with any LLM, hallucination. When they just make stuff up. Well, this system has a really clever safeguard built right in to prevent that. The LLM isn't just freestyling. Its thinking is anchored by something called a semantic knowledge engine. Think of it as a fact checker on steroids. It's a database that maps out all the real connections. This raga connects to this composer, which evokes this emotion or rasa. So the AI isn't guessing, it's reasoning based on a solid foundation of facts. So where do all these facts come from? The answer is from an absolutely incredible collection of sources. I mean, this is the real deal. We're talking ancient texts, like the Natya Shastra itself. We're talking modern notation systems. We're talking glossaries that span multiple languages, Sanskrit, Tamil, Hindi, English. And on top of all that, tons of audio recordings that have been meticulously matched up with their musical notes. This is what gives the AI its genuine, authentic cultural depth. It's not just scraping the web, it's learning from the tradition itself. Okay, so we have this incredibly smart, deeply knowledgeable AI. That's great. But what do you do with it?
How would you actually use it? This is where it gets really, really cool. Because it's not just one single tool. It's more like 4 tools in one. Using some smart prompt engineering, you can get the AI to act like 4 different experts. There's the guru. This one's your teacher. It won't just give you answers, it'll ask you questions to make you think, guiding you through the ragas. Then there's the scholar. Got a deep historical question? The scholar can trace the lineage of a piece for you. Feeling creative? You can work with the composer to actually write new lyrics and melodies together. And then there's the rasika, which is like a cultural translator, helping explain these deep concepts to someone from a completely different musical background. And look, this isn't just an idea on paper. Here's what an actual interface could look like. This is the Raga Explorer. Imagine you want to hear a raga that's perfect for the evening or one that makes you feel peaceful. You just filter by time of day or by emotion, the rasa, and boom, there's your list. You can click and listen to a sample right there. It just makes diving into this huge world of music so much more intuitive. Or check this out. This is even wilder, the Bandish co-creator. So you just tell it what you want. You could say, I want a composition that feels romantic, that's Shringara, and I want it in Raga Desh. And the AI, using all that knowledge we talked about, goes to work and generates a completely new but totally traditional sounding piece for you. Lyrics, notation, the whole shebang. It's not just a tool, it's a genuine creative partner. Now, obviously, when you're building an AI for a sacred tradition, something that's been passed down for centuries, you have a massive responsibility on your shoulders. This isn't a space where you can just move fast and break things. No way. The approach has to be just as careful and thoughtful as the music itself. And it looks like respect was really designed into the core of this project. They're tackling 3 major challenges head-on. First, to respect the sacredness of it all, the training is community-led. You have actual experts weighing in, setting the rules for what the AI can and can't create. Second, to make sure it captures all the subtle nuances, the stuff a machine might just miss, there are always expert humans in the loop, validating its work. And third, to avoid bias and really represent the true diversity of the art form, the data it learns from is pulled from many different schools and traditions. And let me just say, this is not just some far-off dream on a white paper. There is a real, solid plan to make it happen. It starts with a basic version, an MVP, a desktop app with that core guru-teacher interface. From there, they'll add the composer and the other modules. And the final phase, that's the big one, full integration with audio synthesis, creating this complete, all-in-one learning and creation engine. And all of this leaves us with a really fascinating and kind of profound question to think about. For decades, we've been building machines that are great at the how. They can perform tasks with insane precision. But now we're right on the edge of creating AI that gets the why, the meaning, the context, the feeling behind our art. So, as this kind of technology grows up, you have to wonder, how is it going to change the way we create, the way we learn, and maybe even the way we connect with our oldest and most important cultural traditions?